In a small village nestled at the edge of the great Baobab Forest, where the winds carried whispers of ancient wisdom, lived a young girl named Naya. Her name meant purpose. But for much of her life, Naya felt she had none. The elders often gathered around the village fire at night, sharing tales of courage and wisdom. Naya, however, preferred solitude. Her life had been shadowed by loss. Her parents had been taken by the great drought that had scorched the land years ago. Though the rains had returned, her spirit remained parched and her heart heavy. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the skies in hues of amber and crimson, an elder named Mamazola called for Naya. "Child," she said in her raspy, wise voice, "the forest has chosen you. You must journey to the heart of the baobab and retrieve the stone of resilience." The stone was a relic of legend, said to hold the power to heal and restore. The village, once vibrant, was now plagued by withering crops and sick children. Only the stone could save them. "But why me?" Naya asked, fear flickering in her eyes. "Because the forest sees what you do not," Mamazola replied. "Strength does not live in those who appear mighty. It hides in those who have suffered and survived." At dawn, Naya set off into the forest with nothing but a small satchel of provisions and a wooden staff. The Baobab Forest was alive with secrets. Its towering trees seemed to whisper to one another, their roots coiling like serpents. The journey was treacherous. Thorns tore at her skin, and shadows seemed to move just beyond her vision. On the second day, she encountered the River of Reflection. Its waters so clear they mirrored the soul of anyone who gazed into them. As Naya peered into the water, she saw not just her reflection but scenes from her past. Her laughter as a child, the sorrow of losing her parents, and the nights she cried alone. The river's voice echoed in her mind. "You cannot carry the stone unless you carry your truth." With trembling hands, she cupped the water and drank. It tasted bittersweet, like the memory of a forgotten lullaby. Deeper into the forest, Naya met her greatest challenge, a fearsome spirit named Omburo, the keeper of the stone. Omburo was a lion made of smoke, his eyes glowing like embers. "You seek the stone," he roared, his voice shaking the earth. "Prove you are worthy." Omburo conjured illusions of Naya's worst fears. She saw herself lost and abandoned, mocked by her village, her parents calling out to her but fading into mist as she ran to them. Naya fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. But as she sobbed, she remembered Mamazola's words. "Strength hides in those who have suffered and survived." Rising to her feet, she shouted into the void, "You cannot break me. I have already known loss. I carry my truth, and I will carry the stone." The illusions vanished, and Omburo's smoke dissipated. In his place lay the stone of resilience, glowing faintly like the first light of dawn. When Naya returned to the village, the people gathered around her. She placed the stone in the center of the village, and as its light spread, the crops grew lush and green, and the children's laughter returned. But something greater had changed. Naya, who once doubted her purpose, now stood tall. She had faced the forest, the river, and her own fears. She had found her strength. Years later, long after Naya had become the village's most revered elder, her story was still told around the fire. Children listened wide-eyed as the storytellers spoke of the girl who journeyed into the Baobab Forest and brought back hope. And as the embers crackled and the stars watched from above, one lesson echoed in every heart. Strength is not given. It is discovered, carved from the trials we endure and the truths we embrace.